Imagine losing 20% of your body weight just to make the government listen to you. Right now, world-famous innovator and activist Sonam Wangchuk is lying in a Delhi hospital bed, entering the 4th week of a brutal, indefinite hunger strike. And the reason he is risking his life isn't about climate change or Ladakh this time. It is about something that affects millions of young people across India. He was forcefully bundled into a police van from his protest site at Jantar Mantar and rushed to Safdarjung Hospital because his organs were on the verge of shutting down. Yet, even in that hospital bed, he is refusing IV fluids, refusing medication, and refusing to back down. What could possibly drive a man to push his body to the absolute breaking point? Let's break down the truth behind this high-stakes standoff. To understand why Sonam Wangchuk is starving himself in the middle of Delhi, you need to understand the crisis that triggered it all. It starts with the massive controversy surrounding India's national competitive exams, specifically the NEET-UG medical entrance test. We are talking about massive allegations of paper leaks, systemic irregularities, and an examination system that students claim is fundamentally broken. This isn't just a political debate. For millions of students who grind for 16 hours a day, these paper leaks represent the death of their dreams. The frustration grew so intense that a youth-led movement emerged called the Cockroach Janta Party. Why that name? Because during a court hearing, a comment comparing unemployed youth to cockroaches went viral, and the students adopted it as a badge of defiance. They set up camp at Jantar Mantar, demanding sweeping education reforms, proper compensation for families of students who tragically died by suicide due to the exam stress, and the immediate resignation of Union Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan. Seeing the desperation of these students, Sonam Wangchuk chose to step away from his usual environmental battles. He sat down with them, looked the cameras in the eye, and declared he wouldn't eat a single morsel of solid food until the youth of India got justice. As the days rolled on, the situation turned into a ticking time bomb. Fasting for a few days is one thing, but by the time Wangchuk hit day 18, 19, and 20, his body was literally consuming itself. Medical updates revealed he had lost over 9 kilograms, which is nearly 20% of his entire body mass. His blood pressure crashed, his blood sugar levels plummeted, and he reached a stage where he couldn't even stand up without experiencing severe dizziness. Doctors frantically warned that he was entering an alarming phase where permanent organ damage or even death was just days away. The crisis escalated so much that a petition was filed in the Delhi High Court demanding that the government intervene and force-feed him to save his life. Meanwhile, his wife and supporters claimed the authorities were keeping them in the dark, refusing to share his medical reports or allow a second opinion. The tension at Jantar Mantar was palpable. Wangchuk released a weak but defiant video from his protest mat, stating that while a fifth of his body was gone, his mind was perfectly clear. He called on citizens from all over the country to join a massive, peaceful march to Parliament. If you are finding this breakdown valuable and want to stay updated on major youth and social movements, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel right now. Your support helps us keep bringing you the unfiltered truth behind the headlines. The breaking point arrived like a scene out of a political thriller. In the early hours of the morning, as the hunger strike hit day 21, a massive contingent of Delhi police and paramilitary forces descended upon Jantar Mantar. The authorities claimed they were acting strictly on medical advice and compliance with High Court directives to save his life. But according to eyewitnesses and protest organizers, it looked like a midnight crackdown. They alleged that Wangchuk was essentially wrapped in sheets and carried away like a criminal without his or his family's consent. Chaos erupted at the site as students and activists tried to block the police vehicles, leading to scuffles and heavy barricading. Wangchuk was rushed to Safdarjung Hospital, where doctors immediately declared him stable but heavily dehydrated with severe metabolic abnormalities. But here is the crazy part. Even inside a heavily guarded government hospital, Wangchuk is refusing to surrender. He is completely rejecting all intravenous fluids, oral rehydration solutions, and medications. His wife has vowed that even if he is trapped in a hospital bed, the scheduled march to Parliament will go ahead, and she will lead it herself. Political leaders and public figures are slamming the government's heavy-handed tactics, while the administration insists they are just trying to keep a national icon alive. This entire showdown proves that India's youth crisis has reached a boiling point where even the country's most respected thinkers are willing to risk everything for systemic change. But this hunger strike is just one piece of a much larger puzzle shifting India's political landscape. To understand how social media satire transformed into one of the biggest youth protests in modern Indian history, you need to watch our deep dive into the rise of the Cockroach Janta Party, which is popping up on your screen right now. Click on it, and I will see you over there.